Alright, now we're going to look at example 2. Again, we're doing the disk method for finding volume, and these are all with vertical rotations or vertical revolutions. So example 2, after I typed it up, I realized I missed some information that I needed to have in there, so you'll want to add this stuff to your paper. It says, find the volume of the solid formed by revolving the region bounded by f of x equals x plus 1 and g of x equals 3 and x equals negative 1, revolving about the line x equals negative 1. So this piece, make sure you add that piece in there so we know that that's a bound, and then that we're revolving about the line x equals negative 1. Okay, so remember, with all these volume problems, we want to get ourselves a graph. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to sketch myself an x and y axes over here. I'm not going to put any tick marks on it yet so I can figure out. Make sure you look at these functions. These functions are y equals, and they're written in terms of x. Okay, but if we're going to revolve around an x line, remember this is going to be a vertical line, which means vertical rotation. So that means we're eventually going to need these in terms of y. So we've got x plus 1. Well, that one's pretty easy to graph. We should know that that's going to go through the y-intercept of 1, and it's going to have a slope of 1. Okay, so that means up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, down 1, left 1. Okay, so we're going to have this graph right here. So this is the graph of f of x. Okay, if I'm going to graph g of x, remember, is another way to say y. So this is just the horizontal line, y equals 3. So that is going to be up here, going through the y value of 3. And then we have of x equals negative 1. So this is going to be a vertical line going through all the x's of negative 1. So that is this one right here. Okay, so make sure that we understand this here is the area that we are going to revolve, and we are going to revolve it about the line x equals negative 1. Well, this is our line x equals negative 1. So this is what we're revolving it around. So that means we have a vertical rotation. So that means we're using the C and D. Remember, those have to be y bounds. Then we've got our right function minus our left function squared, and then with respect to y. So remember, these have to be in terms of y, these have to be y values, and we have to have the y here. That means in order to put a function in for the right function and a function in for the left function, or we were also calling this the outside function and the inside function, we need to have them in terms of y. That means they need to be solved for x. Well, let's look at our function, at our graph. Okay, if we're revolving around this line, the function that is on the farthest outside of the part that we revolved is this function right here. Okay, so this is going to be our outside or our right function. Then our inside function is the one that's the closest to what we're revolving around, and we're going to see that that is actually the line that we are actually revolving around itself. So this one's the left function or the inside function. Sorry, my green's not working very well. Okay, so that means I want to plug this function in. Now, the only problem with that is this function was written in terms of x. So over here on the side, I'm going to take that function and I'm going to get it so it's in terms of y. So that means solve for x. So if I subtract the 1, I'm going to get x equals y minus 1. So now this is in terms of y, and I'm going to be able to use this as my right function. Okay. I'll come back to the lower and upper limit in just a second. So my right function is y minus 1. Then I'm going to subtract my left function. Well, this said x equals negative 1. Well, that's already solved for x. So that's pretty easy. Negative 1 squared. These are going to be in terms of y. Now remember, this lower and upper bound need to be y values. So of this shaded area, my lowest y is 0, and my biggest y is 3. Okay? When we punch that in, you can either type it into Desmos, just like it is on your paper, with the y's in there and everything. Okay? Or you can type it into your TI-84. When you type it into your TI-84, you'll be putting an X here and an X here, but it's still going to give you the exact same thing. For what we're doing, go ahead and just give me your final answer approximated to 3 decimal places. So this one is going to be 28.274. Okay? Alright, now I am going to jump over to our practice problems. There are 4 of them. I'm going to do one of them with you, just so you can see the slight difference in the information that's given in the problem. Okay, so I am actually going to look at number 3 with you. So these are from our practice that go with this lesson. Okay, so number 3 just says, for each problem, find the volume of the solid that results when the region enclosed by the curves is revolved around the given axis. So that means we have to look at what we're revolving around. So here we have x equals the square root of y minus 1, x equals negative 1, and y equals 4. And we're going to revolve it around the axis x equals negative 1. Okay, so what we need to do first is we need to graph this. Now, the only problem is this says x equals. So when we're graphing, okay, if you're using your graphing calculator, you need it to say y equals. If you're actually using Desmos.com, you can actually type in x equals square root y and then a minus 1, and it will actually graph that for you, which is nice. But if you're using your regular graphing calculator, your TI-84, we need to get this function right here to y equals, just so we can see what the graph looks like. So if I take this function and I am going to solve it for y, first we move the 1, so x plus 1 is the square equal to the square root of y. Then to get the y alone, we square both sides. Okay, so what we have here is y equals x plus 1 squared. Okay, that's just going to help us get a visual of what we have for this problem. Okay, so now I can make a graph for it. Okay, just because I have Desmos pulled up already, I'm just going to show you what this graph looks like on Desmos. So we have, I'm going to go ahead and put my parenthesis, x plus 1, and I'm squaring that. So we have this function right here. Okay. And now what we're going to do is plot that over on my graph. So we see that we go through, excuse me, 0, 1. The origin is at negative 1, 0. Then our next nice point is 2, 4. And then we really just have the mirror image of that on the other side of the axis of symmetry. Alright, so this is what we have. Just giving myself a picture here so I can see what we have going on. Okay, then we also have some other places. We have x equals -1. Well, that's going to be right here, going through that vertex. Then we have where y equals 4. So sorry for that. It's all the way up here. And this one says we're actually going to revolve it around x equals -1. So that's this right here. So that means we're going to rotate that piece. So we are taking, this is the enclosed area from those 3 pieces, and we're going to actually rotate it around it, which is actually going to give us this whole shape here, which is going to have a rounded, okay, it's going to be a solid, completely filled in, solid, yes, I don't really know how to explain that shape. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to start thinking about our function. So remember, since this is a vertical rotation, everything has to be in terms of y, and we're doing the outside function and then the inside function. So the function farthest away from where we're rotating it is this piece right here. Okay, so that is our main function, which was this, but I don't want to use what we used to graph, so we're going back to this. This is our right function, or our outside function. Then our inside function here is going to be what we're actually revolving it around. So on this one, it is this, x equals -1. Okay, so that means we need to know that our volume is equal to pi. We're going to put our limits here because it's a vertical rotation. These need to be y values. So our lowest y value is 0. Our highest y value is 4. We're going to do our outside function, which must be written in terms of y. So that's why we got to go back and use this function here, not what we changed it to just to graph it. So this is the square root of y minus 1. Then we're going to subtract our inside function, which we said was a -1, square it, and it needs to be in terms of y. Okay, so just so you guys can see, let's type it into my calculator here for you guys to see. So I'm going to do pi, then math. My option number 9 is for my integral from 0 to 4. Okay, I'm going to type this one in terms of x. So I'm actually going to do an extra set of parentheses in here. So it's a square root of x minus 1, close that parenthesis, minus my -1, close that parenthesis, close that so I can square it, and then I'm going to put an x out here, and we are going to see that we get 25.1327. So we're going to round that to 2 decimals. So the volume is approximately 25.133. Okay, so that's just so you got a good example of the ones that are on the practice. All right, so go ahead, finish those practice up, and then check them with my key.